Welcome back, everyone. In today's video, we're diving deep into one of the most influential self-help books of the past decade, Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you've ever struggled with forming good habits or breaking bad ones, this book might just be the missing piece you've been looking for. Today, I'll give you the full 1-hour summary, but in just 30 minutes. No fluff, no filler, just the key takeaways. Explained clearly and concisely. We'll cover the science behind habit formation, how tiny changes can lead to massive results, the 4 laws of behavior change, practical strategies you can apply immediately, real-life examples and case studies, and how you can design your own system for lasting change. So, if you're ready to understand why some people succeed while others struggle, and how you can become the kind of person who builds winning habits, let's get started. Atomic Habits is based on a simple yet powerful idea. Success doesn't come from radical life changes, it comes from tiny behaviors done consistently over time. James Clear argues that goals are not as important as systems, the daily habits that shape our identity and determine our future. Think of it like this. A 1% improvement every day leads to a 37x better version of yourself after a year. That's the power of atomic habits. Small, consistent actions that compound over time. Whether you want to improve your health, career, relationships, or mindset, the key lies in building better habits and eliminating the bad ones. In this video, we'll explore exactly how to do that, so let's jump right in. At the heart of the book is the concept of the habit loop: cue, craving, response, reward. This 4-step process explains how habits form naturally, whether they're good or bad. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. The craving is the motivation, the desire to change your state. The response is the actual habit, the thought or action you perform. The reward satisfies the craving and teaches your brain what works. Over time, this loop becomes automatic, turning into a habit. But here's the secret. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So instead of focusing on outcomes, focus on improving the process, the daily rituals that shape your identity. Because ultimately, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. James Clear introduces a practical framework called the 4 laws of behavior change, which makes it easy to build good habits and break bad ones. These laws are based on the habit loop, and they show us how to manipulate each stage for better results. The first law is make it obvious, create awareness. Most of our habits are performed unconsciously, so the first step is to make them obvious. One technique is the implementation intention, basically planning exactly when and where you perform a habit. Another method is designing your environment to remind you of the habit. For example, placing your running shoes next to the bed ensures you see them first thing in the morning. The second law is make it attractive, tap into human psychology. We tend to do things that are enjoyable or rewarding. One strategy is temptation bundling, pairing something you need to do with something you want to do. For example, only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. The third law is make it easy, reduce friction. The easier a habit is to do, the more likely you are to follow through. James recommends using the 2-minute rule when starting a new habit. Make sure it takes less than 2 minutes to begin. Want to read more? Start with 1 page. Want to meditate? Take one deep breath. Just showing up is half the battle. The fourth law is make it satisfying. Reward yourself immediately after performing a habit. Dopamine is released not when you achieve a goal, but when you complete an action. Use habit trackers, celebrate progress, and make the habit itself satisfying, not just the end result. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is the shift from outcome-based habits to identity-based habits. Instead of saying, "I want to lose weight," say, "I am someone who eats healthy." Instead of saying, "I want to write a book," say, "I am someone who writes every day." Your habits are the evidence of the type of person you believe you are. So, if you want to change your behavior, start by changing your identity, and the habits will follow. James Clear also emphasizes the importance of shaping your environment to support your habits. He says, "You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems, and your environment designs your systems. By making subtle changes to your surroundings, like removing distractions or creating dedicated spaces for work, you make good habits easier and bad habits harder." Remember, you are not trying to build willpower.